Have you ever heard the story of a woodcutter so honest he changed his own destiny? Let's dive into the tale of Raka and the honest axe. Once upon a time, nestled in a quiet little village, lived a poor but incredibly kind-hearted woodcutter named Raka. His daily routine was simple: head into the forest with his old rusty axe and chop wood. Despite his tireless efforts, day in and day out, he struggled to make ends meet, earning just enough to scrape by and feed his family. One bright, sunny morning, Raka set off for the forest with a renewed sense of hope. The birds were chirping their happiest tunes, and golden sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a magical glow. He felt a spark of optimism, believing that today would be a good day, a day he'd finally collect enough wood to sell for a decent price. He found a sturdy tree and began to chop, the rhythmic sound echoing through the woods. But then disaster struck. The axe, worn and old, slipped right out of his sweaty hands, flew through the air, and landed with a splash in the deep river nearby. Raka's heart sank. He slumped onto the riverbank, his head in his hands. Despair washed over him. "How will I earn money now?" he whispered to himself. "How will I feed my family?" He felt utterly hopeless, staring at the ripples where his only tool had vanished. Just as a tear rolled down his cheek, the water began to shimmer and glow. A breathtakingly beautiful river fairy emerged, her wings sparkling like 1,000 tiny diamonds and her smile as gentle as the flowing water. "Why are you so sad, good man?" she asked in a voice that sounded like tinkling bells. Raka, though startled, explained his predicament with complete honesty. "I lost my only axe in the river," he said, his voice trembling. "Without it, I can't work. I can't provide for my family." The fairy listened with a kind expression. She smiled softly and said, "Don't worry." With a graceful movement, she dove beneath the surface. Moments later, she reappeared, holding a magnificent axe made of pure, gleaming gold. "Is this your axe?" she asked, her eyes twinkling. Raka's eyes widened at the sight of such a treasure, but he quickly shook his head. "No," he said firmly. "That's a beautiful axe, but it's not mine." The fairy smiled again and disappeared into the water once more. This time she returned with an axe made of shimmering, polished silver. It was just as stunning as the golden one. "Is this one yours?" she inquired. Again, Raka answered without a moment's hesitation. "No," he replied honestly. "That isn't my axe either." Impressed, the fairy dove down a third time. When she surfaced, she was holding his familiar old rusty iron axe, the one with the worn handle and the chipped blade. "And what about this one? Is this yours?" Raka's face lit up with pure joy. "Yes, that's it. That's my axe," he exclaimed, relief flooding his voice. He reached out and hugged his old tool as if it were a long-lost friend. The fairy was deeply moved by Raka's unwavering honesty. Her smile grew wider. "Raka," she said, "because you were so honest and did not claim the treasures that weren't yours, I am going to give you all 3 axes: the gold, the silver, and your own trusty iron one." Raka couldn't believe his ears. Overjoyed, he thanked the fairy profusely. He returned to his village not as a poor woodcutter, but as a man rich in both wealth and character. He used his new fortune to provide a comfortable life for his family and generously helped others in his village who were in need. His story spread far and wide, and he became known as Raka the Honest. He earned the respect of everyone, and he never forgot the powerful lesson he learned that day. Honesty is truly more valuable than all the gold and silver in the world. From that day forward, Raka continued to work hard, to be kind, and above all, to be honest in everything he did. His life was a testament to the idea that true happiness and success don't come from what you have, but from the person you are. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that warm the heart. See you next time.